Hello and welcome to Crime Scene. This is Justin Tucker, the project manager and lead developer. And in this video we're going to go over filing a report. To do that, there are several areas you can go. If you're logged in and you have your things to do menu off to the left, you can click File a Report here. There is also a nice icon down here called File a Report, and we have a top link called File a Report, and all go to the same page. When you file a report, you click on one of those links, a form will pop up that basically has blanks for you to fill out. Now, it's important for me to point out that crime scene and these reports are not intended for violent crimes. Okay, for violent crimes, you need to call 911. You need to get local law enforcement on this quickly. This is more for property crimes. You'll notice that we have a report type, okay, and the current ones we have as the time of this video is a crime report, lost items, lost pets, missing children, missing persons. Now, clearly missing children, that is a very serious issue as well, and kind of goes into Amber Alerts, but this is not an Amber Alert, okay? The Amber Alert is a totally separate system, and that's not what this is. However, if you have a child that is missing that produces an Amber Alert, you can of course always come here and file a report, and it's just another way to get information about your child, what they look like, last known location, whatever you want to be descriptive about, and get more information out there and hopefully get some helpful information back. But the first thing you do is you fill out the report headline. What is the most descriptive title that's going to describe this report in a line or two or in a short phrase? Then you, from this drop-down box here, select the appropriate report type for the report you're filing. So if it was a crime report, you'd choose crime. The event date, okay, go ahead and use this little pop-up calendar to put in the date and time if you know it. And then below that, there's a question, is this the exact date? Because clearly if you were vandalized, your house was broken into while you were on vacation, you might not know the exact date of the crime, and that's what these little radio buttons are here for, meaning is it even applicable to ask that question? Yes, this is the known date of the event, or no, the event occurred on or about this date. For a report, again, you have an optional field here whether you want to list your phone number or fax number. This is totally your prerogative and is just going to make it easier for people to contact you. And of course that just depends on the type of report this is. Clearly if you're missing a child or a pet or a person or a loved one, you might want your phone number so people can contact you directly. If it's a property crime, maybe you want to protect that, don't want to have that on the internet. This location box here is for the location or the closest location near where the incident happened. So if you lost something, where was the last place or area you think you may have lost it? If it was a crime that happened at your house, well, of course that's a very specific place. So again, this would be the location of where the incident happened. Again, our platform will calculate the latitude and longitude for you. However, if you know the specifics of that, you can certainly enter them here. Otherwise, you can leave that blank. Then we come to the description area of the report, and I can't stress enough that this is a place you want to be very, very liberal and descriptive about the report you're filing. This is where you place serial numbers, VIN numbers, colors, names, anything that is descriptive. Okay, we don't give you any limitations right now anyway on how long this can be or how many characters you add. So the more information you can give about your report, the better off everyone will be, because now all those terms that you give will be searchable to other users, and will even be more searchable by Google and the search engines, because they'll pick up on those terms. So if you lost a or if you got a white truck with a faded paint job and no tailgate stolen, don't just say stolen truck. Be very specific about it was white, it was faded paint on the left door, no tailgate, here was the license plate number, here was the VIN number. So you can see that one way is much more descriptive than the other, and the more descriptive you are, the better information you're going to be, or better feedback you're going to be able to get, and the better information is going to give out to everyone to help you get that feedback, including law enforcement. The file upload section. Now this is very important. If you do have a video, okay, the way our system is set up is that our video will actually automatically upload it to YouTube, and the reason we do this is for maximum exposure for your report. So, a couple things to keep in mind about this. These are the filing or the formats that we allow: MP4, MPEG, AVI, MPG, WMV, and FLV. Okay, if you have a video that's not in one of these, you may need to look at converting it. I think we also accept MOV, MPA, MPE that aren't actually on here. But you would basically click Browse, look for that video file, and you'd click Upload. Now, something else to keep in mind: the video cannot be longer than 10 minutes, and it cannot be larger than 1,000 megabytes or 1 gigabyte. And also keep in mind, if you have a very large video that is reaching those limits, it's 9 minutes and it's 900 megabytes, it may take quite a while for the upload process to occur, because we're actually not only uploading it to our system but also to YouTube. So there's a lot of things going on there, and it's also a very large file, keep in mind. So as long as it's below those limits, it should load. And so if you find yourself sitting there for a while watching the upload button, just understand that's normal and to be expected. But once your video is loaded, it will be in our YouTube channel, which of course millions of people view YouTube every day, so this will give you more exposure, and it will be nicely organized here on this report. Below that, you also can have images, and right now we don't give you any limit as to how many images you need to add. You can click the Add Another button if you need more images, but basically same as above. You simply click Browse, find the image you want to add, and you click Upload. So if you've got pictures of the truck that was stolen, if you've got pictures of your dog that was lost, if you have pictures of a child or loved one that's missing, this is where that would go. And again, you can add as many pictures as needed to make this report as informative as possible. And then finally, the file attachment section. This is for if you have any text document, PDF document, or Microsoft Word document that has information on it that you think might be helpful in getting information out there about your report. This is where you can upload those at. And then finally, the last section down here is reward amount. This is entirely optional, and it's important to understand that Crime Scene does not in any way validate, verify, enforce rewards at all. This is strictly between you and other users who may help you resolve this report. So you can enter the reward amount, the reward type, okay, and we've got a couple of pre-selected options here, or you can, in this other reward box, be more specific as to how you will reward or what the conditions are. You can be very open-ended here and creative if you like. And then once all these are addressed and filled out, you would click Save. Now once you click Save, back to the YouTube video, what you'll notice is that once you click Save, your video won't immediately play. That's again because once you click Save, our site not only has to process it, but then YouTube has to process it. So it may take as long as a day for your video to show, so just keep that in mind and understand that if you see a picture with a little icon there that's not your video, that icon is basically letting you know the video was uploaded and is in process, and in a day, just like on YouTube, it should be ready to go for all to view. So that is how you add a report. Again, there is no limitation on how many reports you can add, and to view all your reports, you would click View and Edit My Reports. Now I don't have any submitted, but if you did, then you would see a list of them here, and that list would simply grow, and there would also be columns to let you know if you got any comments on those reports. And speaking of that, it's also important to point out that on every report that you file, there is a comment section underneath of it, and if anybody leaves a comment, you'll actually be emailed that report got a comment, which is hopefully going to be a tip or some information that will help you resolve your report. As always, if you have any questions about any of this, you can click the contact button here and we'll be happy to address them. And thank you for watching. That concludes this tutorial.